Hi, I'm Emily Shacklett, Director of Executive Services here at Fairport and Luma Wealth. 2022 has been quite the year, hasn't it? We have had things on our minds like inflation, Russia and Ukraine, and the midterm elections, just to name a few. Times like these, they are uncertain, they can sometimes be scary, which would lead us to be reactive in our decision making and even fearful. Well, I'm here to talk to you today about why we should look at this with a growth mindset and turn this into a time where we can make good choices to set us up for the future. Because it's uncomfortable times like these that often create the best opportunity for growth. So, here to talk to you today about wrapping up the year right. I think many of us are going to look back on 2022 and think it was a tough year, but we grew from this. So, here we go. Number one, let's talk about putting the oxygen mask on ourselves first to strengthen our financial future. Just a few things here to consider. We've heard a lot from clients asking us the question, oh my gosh, should I stop contributing to my retirement plan and really hold on to that cash? One would have a tendency to want to hoard cash in a time that's scary like this. But interestingly enough, this can be one of the best times to continue not only contributing to your retirement plan, but if you're not already maximizing your contributions, to push those up as far as you can, nearing max if you can. Investing in times when the market is down provides you for that tax-deferred growth opportunity, looking out into the future when the market does bounce, and it will. We've seen it happen many, many times before. In terms of putting the oxygen mask on yourself, another way to do that is think about using an HSA. HSAs are a little bit different than flexible spending accounts, and not everybody is able to utilize one. But if you are under age 65 and you are participating in what's considered an HSA eligible plan, whether your employer offers one or not, you should contribute to that HSA. And I'm going to take it a step further in just a minute. But just to reiterate, ask your employer, do I have an HSA eligible plan if you're not sure? And if you do, ask if your employer offers the opportunity. If they don't, go open up your own plan. You can go to a custodian like Fidelity or a bank like Bank of America, and they all offer these plans. But let's take it a step further. With HSAs, you can accumulate that money, invest that money. You don't have to take it out every year, and it grows tax-free as long as you use it for healthcare expenses. So this is an absolutely fantastic way to carve aside money that will grow tax-free for your future retirement when your healthcare expenses presumably will go up. And furthermore, if you're investing in a tough market like this, you're investing low and letting that grow tax-free when the market is higher. So, two things to consider on putting on the oxygen mask for yourself first. Next, still kind of in that vein and theme of taking good care of yourself. We're all very stressed out right now. Things can be scary. So what better can you do to kind of regain that power than making sure you are taking care of yourself? Invest in your human capital. It's been a tough couple of years. We might be tired, we might be fearful. We've talked to a lot of executives who have said that looking out into the next couple of years, they're going to change the way they view the world, the way they operate within their companies, and the things that they're focusing on. So that can be scary. It's all new things that we are tackling. So how do you get some perspective, bring some calm into your life? A thought or an idea might be hiring an executive coach, joining a forum of other like-minded individuals who can be objective sounding boards, or creating a group of people that can act as your mentors, as your stabilizers. As you are making decisions about the future for yourself and your colleagues, it can be scary. And again, when we are in fear, sometimes we can't make good, objective, unemotional decisions. So having these people that surround you, that can help stabilize you and who can help you to make these decisions in a less emotional way, it's going to be good for you and everybody that surrounds you. this goes without saying, but I don't do it enough for myself. So I'm going to encourage all of us to do it. Find what gives you passion and joy. For a lot of people I know, I wish it was for me, it's exercise, getting out there, going to the gym or going to the yoga studio or rowing. Get out there and do what's good for you, whether it be exercise, spending time with friends and family, going out for brunch, whatever gives you that strength, that grounding, and that emotional comfort, because that's what we need to step in to this zone of strength as this uncertainty continues. All right, so we're going to flip the gears a little bit and we're going to talk about some financial things. So the market's down. What do I do now? Do I run scared? Do I sell? Well, I'm here to tell you this. If you have been thoughtful, working with your advisors and strategically constructing your portfolio to support your liquidity needs for the next couple years, and most people who talk to me will know I say this a lot, you're going to be just fine. The market goes down, the market comes back up. It's done so many times in my career, and I'm sure in your lifetimes. The biggest key during those times is to make sure that you have set aside the money that you will need to fund your expenses for a couple of years so that you can shelter through that downturn. Assuming that you've done that and that you're well prepared, there's a lot of things you can do to actually now take advantage of this environment and say, wow, when the market's down, there's opportunity. So if you've got your cash carved aside and your lower volatility assets carved aside, then set your sights on doing a few things to take advantage of the downturn. Consider harvesting tax losses. Now you have to be able to do that without creating a wash sale, but you are able to sell assets, capture a loss that you can use either in the current year against capital gain income or in future years because it carries forward indefinitely until you're passing. So capture those capital losses and say, hey, I'm going to reinvest, allow a similar but not the same investment to bounce when the stock market bounces. But in the meantime, I've captured this asset. Believe it or not, those losses can be assets if handled the right way. Next, I love to talk about Roth conversions because Roth conversions can create a bucket of money for you that will be tax-free in the future. And thematically, based on what I've talked about so far, I know you can tell I love tax-free. Who doesn't? Doing Roth conversions under the right circumstances, you have to understand your tax situations, so talk with your advisors or tax counsel. But doing Roth conversions in down markets is particularly beneficial because you're setting aside this money and you are investing in the Roth at a low level in the market, and then it bounces when the market bounces, and all that tax-free growth, that is in your Roth IRA. So what could be better? So again, make some lemons out of lemonade, make some lemonade out of lemons, and turn around a bad market and figure out what kind of strategies can I employ that will actually make me feel better about this tough time that we've faced. And lastly, what I'll say, to go into the new year invigorated, feeling good. Give unto others. Studies have shown giving makes us happy. It creates gratitude, it creates comfort. Giving makes us happy. So there's a couple of different ways to give. One, give to charities. In giving to charities, there are many, many ways to maximize. I would say number one, make sure that you're doing it in a very thoughtful and strategic way. Really have an impact with those charities. Choose the couple that are critically important to you or your family or that you're really passionate about that align with your goals. That alone is going to feel incredibly good. Number two, if you can get more bang for your charitable gift buck, do it. A couple ways to do that are, number one, creating a donor advised fund if you're having a particularly high income year, and front loading a number of years of charitable contributions into that donor advised fund. Number two, if you happen to be of required minimum distribution age, you could use what they call the qualified charitable distribution to push money to a charity and to make sure that you're not paying as much tax on your RMD because it's going direct to charity. And number 3, which can also be used in combination with a donor advised fund, maybe instead of giving cash, give highly appreciated stock. You say, do I have any left? Why, yes, you do. Most of the portfolios I look at these days still have a decent amount of quite highly appreciated stock. It's been a painful year, but we had a lot of great growth years before that. So don't discount the fact that there could be some great appreciated stock to use for your gifting, and that'll give you a double whammy. You'll avoid the tax on the future sale of that stock, and you'll get a full fair market value charitable deduction as long as it's a long-term asset. So that's some of the many ways you can gift to charity and really make an impact and really feel great about it. Something else, give to your family and friends. A lot of us feel like we're still in a very comfortable position despite the market decline. So if you feel comfortable enough in your cash flow to be able to give away money, there's some ways, again, to be even more impactful with that money you give away. If you're gifting to maybe nieces, nephews, children, grandchildren, and they're working a little bit here and there, what you might want to do is talk to them about whether or not they've set up a Roth IRA. And if not, helping them by giving to their Roth IRA or giving money to them so that they can fund their Roth IRA is a wonderful way to give a gift that keeps on giving. That is money they will contribute to that Roth IRA that will grow tax-free. They're young. They have all kinds of years for that tax-free growth. So it will have a huge impact, and they will think about you and thank you many, many years down the road when they are using that money. Another thing to do when you're gifting is just be really thoughtful and intentional and have conversations. Oftentimes, I think we have these established gems of wisdom because we've been around for a really long time. We've learned a lot. Our kids, believe it or not, and especially probably the grandkids, they really appreciate when we impart our wisdom and our thoughts and our hopes and our dreams on them. So if you're going to give a gift, take them out to brunch and tell them your story and impart some of that wisdom on them. Write them a letter that they can keep forever, but really just use your words to make that gift even more powerful. So if any of these strategies resonate with you, if you're feeling a little bit of that discomfort, if you want to seize on that opportunity to make this a bright year, even though it's been a little bit tough, give your Fairport or Luma Wealth advisor a call, and we'd love to talk to you about ways that you can make some lemonade out of some of the lemons we got dosed this year.